Hello everybody, welcome to another video today. My name is Chris, and today we're going to be going over the non-liquidating and liquidating Sears and Kmart stores as of Thursday, July 24th, 2025. So, with that being said, let's go over the list before we go over the map that was created by Dead and Dying Retail. So, with that being said, let's get started. So with the closure of the Sears store at the Burbank Town Center in Burbank, California, that will be occurring on Sunday, August 31st of 2025, along with the Sears store at Plaza Las Americas Mall in San Juan, Puerto Rico. We are now down to 3 Kmart stores and 5 Sears full-line department stores. Combine both numbers together and you get approximately 8 non-liquidating Sears and Kmart stores. So, let's go over the list. So, Kmart Continental Mainland, United States, we have the Kmart store, the small Kmart store, at the Kendall Lakes Plaza Shopping Center in Kendall Lakes, Miami, Florida. Kmart off mainland United States, we have the freestanding Kmart store in Tuolumne, Guam, and the Kmart store at the Tutu Park Mall in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. These are the only 2 Kmarts left, and they're the only 2 Kmarts left with a Little Caesars Pizza inside the Kmart discount department store. So, then we get to Sears, no more any off U.S. stores. There are only 5 remaining Sears locations left that have not been announced closing. So obviously, given that Burbank is closing, there is only 1 full-line Sears store left in the state of California, and that is the Sears store at the Sun Valley Shopping Center in Concord, California. And then Florida is the only state now with 2 Sears stores. We have the freestanding Sears store in Coral Gables, Miami, Florida, and the Sears store at the Florida Mall in Orlando, Florida. Then we have the Sears store at the South Shore Plaza in Braintree, Massachusetts, and the Sears store at the Cielo Vista Mall in El Paso, Texas. That's it, guys. We only have 8 remaining Transform Co. locations operating as either a Sears or a Kmart, 2 off mainland U.S. locations, and a total of 6 mainland U.S. locations. So, liquidating store total, we have 3 Sears stores that are now shutting down, 1 Kmart store that's shutting down, and a total of 4 liquidating stores at the moment. So, the next closing that's happening, and believe it or not, it's in 2 days. It is the Sears store at the Whitwood Town Center in Whittier, California. This will be shutting down by Saturday, July 26th of 2025, and it could end up closing earlier depending on inventory levels of the store. The other store, the next closing that's going to happen, this is going to happen on Saturday, August 16th of 2025, and it's the Kmart store at the Lockhart Garden Shopping Center in St. Thomas, United States, Virgin Islands. And that means there will only be 1 Kmart store after this one closes in the U.S. Virgin Islands, which I had already said before prior to going through the liquidating store list. And then the 2 liquidating stores that will be closing on Sunday, August 31st of 2025. We have a total of 2. So we have the Sears off mainland continental United States. We have the Sears store at Plaza Las Americas Mall in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And then Sears main continental United States, we have the Sears store at the Burbank Town Center in Burbank, California. So now that we've gone over the list, let's take a look at the map of the locations going from west to east of basically the U.S. and the U.S. territories. So, with that being said, the first store that we're going to hit, it's the Kmart store in Tuolumne, Guam, just north of the Antonio B. Juan International Airport. This Kmart store does have a pharmacy, but it is not a Kmart-branded pharmacy. And again, it's one of 2 remaining Kmarts, which is the only 2 remaining full-line Kmarts to have a Little Caesars Pizza inside the Kmart discount department store. And again, this is the Kmart store located in Tuolumne, Guam. And that's the store itself. This isn't even near a shopping center. It's basically just a freestanding Kmart. So, all right, and the next store that we're going to hit, it's the only remaining Sears store left in the state of California that has not yet announced any sort of closing. It is the Sears store at the Sun Valley Shopping Center in Concord, California. This is now the very last Sears store within the state of California that has not announced any sort of liquidation. That could change. So yeah, this is it. Sears Concord, California is now the very last Sears store within the Golden State of California. That's pretty significant. The very last one. So, and who knows what's going to happen with this Sears store. You know, whether they open it or they announce it's going to close. Who knows? But again, it's the Sears store at the Sun Valley Shopping Center in Concord, California. And obviously, given the closing of Burbank, the next Sears store that's not currently closing will go down the Sunbelt region of the United States. It is the Sears store just south of the El Paso International Airport. It's the Sears store at the Cielo Vista Mall in El Paso, Texas. They've significantly downsized this store. Primark is moving in on the second floor, and again, once they lease out the first floor, that will be the end of Sears in the Lone Star state of Texas. The very last Sears store in Texas and the very last Sears store really in the near the Midwest and all the other regions in the middle of the country. So again, it's the Sears store at the Cielo Vista Mall in El Paso, Texas. Then we move on here. A lot of territories that are going away. So the only remaining presence of Transform Co. in United States territories in the eastern area of the U.S. It's the Kmart store at the Tutu Park Mall in St. Thomas, United States Virgin Islands. This has a Little Caesars Pizza inside the Kmart discount department store, and it is the very last Kmart branded pharmacy on Earth that is not related to the Kmart in Australia. So this is pretty significant. Not only does Kmart is a Little Caesars Pizza inside the Kmart discount department store, and it also has the last branded Kmart pharmacy. So that is pretty damn significant in itself. So again, it's the Kmart store at the Tutu Park Mall in St. Thomas, United States, Virgin Islands. And obviously Lockhart Gardens is closing in a couple of weeks, so we won't go over that one. Plaza Las Americas is closing August 31st. And then if I didn't mention it already, Burbank is closing August 31st as well. So next we're going to get to the Palm Tree State of Florida, and we have both a Sears and a Kmart just outside of Miami. We have the Kmart store, the smaller one, at the Kendall Lakes Plaza Shopping Center in Kendall Lakes, Miami, Florida. At Home took over it, although At Home, too, is having some financial trouble, so who knows what will happen with this Kmart if At Home ends up going under. And again, this is the Kmart store at the Kendall Lakes Plaza Shopping Center in Kendall Lakes, Miami, Florida. Then we get to our next store. It is the freestanding Sears, the last freestanding Sears that has never been connected to a mall. It is the Sears store in Coral Gables, Miami, Florida. There are plans to redevelop this space, but nothing has gone through, at least as of yet. So again, it's the Sears store in Coral Gables, Miami, Florida. Okay, and then the next store that we're going to hit just about 3 hours north in the middle part of the state near Disney, Universal, Legoland, SeaWorld, and all other things entertainment. It is the Sears store at the Florida Mall in Orlando, Florida. This is another one of those stores that has been significantly downsized, mostly a very small spot on the first floor and a bunch of merchandise on the second floor. It's amazing that this store is still here at this particular shopping center. So that again, it's the Sears store at the Florida Mall in Orlando, Florida. And then the last store that we're going to hit that's not liquidating, it's in the New England and Northeast region of the United States. It's the Sears store at the South Shore Plaza just outside of Boston in Braintree, Massachusetts. This is the very last Sears store in the New England region, last Transform Co. store, and the last Sears store in the Northeast region of the United States. That is pretty significant that this outlived Jersey City, which closed last year. So, yeah, it's a Sears store at the South Shore Plaza in Braintree, Massachusetts. All right, so guys, that is all of the non-liquidating and liquidating Sears and Kmart stores as of Thursday, July 24th of 2025. And again, obviously, if we hear about more closings, I'll once again have to make this video going over the non-liquidating and liquidating Sears and Kmart stores. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Link to the list as well as the map created by Dead and Dying Retail in this video description below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and that will be it.